Hey, everybody. I wanted to take a minute before we start season three, and I wanted to dive into all the things that I picked up from the wonderful women that I had the chance to interview in seasons one and two. I've got 30 plus powerful insights, and this is your renaissance. In season one and season two, we got a chance to rediscover possibility. We heard from women who were experiencing career transitions and shared their reinvention stories with us. We heard heartfelt stories about facing health crises and letting that lead to new paths. We were able to reconnect to dormant passions with many of our guests and echo that feeling ourselves. I know I did. Using AI to overcome feeling irrelevant, lost, burned out. All of those stories came to the forefront in seasons one and two, and we got to know those women and not only how they were using generative AI for a business, but how they were using it to reignite passion. We saw AI being used as a creative partner, overcoming creative blocks and decision fatigue, using AI to brainstorm and ideate, finding that sweet spot between passion and audience, and understanding that AI was that partner that we could use to bring forward our best thoughts. AI really, we discovered, was like an intern. It's that collaborative assistant. And with that understanding that it is an intern, we learned it needs to be trained. That context is vital. We learned that in an ideal world, we'd set AI up with a role that you wanted it to serve as. We would integrate our existing knowledge. And then as we ask it to provide us with an output, we would understand that this is iterative and that idea of having a rubric with you as you're looking at that output, and you can provide the generative AI feedback on what it provided you so that each time it iterates, it gets better and better. We were able to witness productivity revolutions. We had this understanding of this hidden network of work that women manage as they do their day jobs, as they go home. AI is that great equalizer for offloading those tasks. And we had fantastic ideas from the guests. If you could automate one task in your workday, what came up over and over and over again are those repeat tasks that we hate to do, rather it be dealing with that blank page, or rather it be sending the emails that we don't want to have to deal with anymore, or even meal planning once we get home. I'm exhausted and I don't want to think about that, or what to wear in my closet. We learned 50 different ways that we could use AI to offload some of those more mundane tasks and free us up for the more creative, soul fulfilling work. We saw real world time saving examples, everything from the story that was shared about a therapist who took that previously 12 hours of reporting and reducing it to just minutes, all while managing household tasks right alongside that business, to who can forget Kinsey, who was so proud of herself for figuring out, she actually calculated the savings that she was making each week, 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week, all the way up to 70 hours a month in using generative AI. We saw practical implementation tips, and who can forget the classic advice from Kelly Camp saying, don't neglect play. A lot of us want to get right into work. We want to start tackling those emails. We want to start tackling that automation. But it isn't until we play with AI that we begin to realize all of its full potential. So definitely don't neglect play. Start with voice interaction. Use AI as a mental dumping ground, and then create that space within your day, a focused learning time, whether it be 30 minutes or 90 minutes a day. Take that time to begin with that non threatening, light work where you can see what's possible. Give yourself permission to not learn everything. Like Deanna Leonard said, you're never going to keep up, so just stop. Don't try to figure it all out on your own. There are experts in season 1, 2, and coming live to you season 3 who can help you decide what tools are right for you. And then once you have your tool, take the time to iterate with it and customize not only the products you create and the output it provides, but your brand voice. Yes, it's possible to customize your brand voice. And you can do that just by following what you've learned from all of these fantastic speakers I've had. And if anything, through season 1, season 2, and it's echoed in season 3, community is the secret sauce. Learning in community, you recognize that myself as an individual, I don't know what I don't know, but I have been introduced to so many amazing communities, whether it be AI Salon, She Leads AI, Women Defining AI, or even my very first interview, episode 1 with Amanda Jeffs from She Is AI, all the way up to our most recent live event where we had Sabrina Romanoff from Blotato talking to us about the huge community that she's created around a product that fits a need and solves a pain point. Designed by a woman for entrepreneurs to do what she was struggling with. Love that story. And then all the way up to our newest discovery of She Learns AI over in Atlanta. We're going to be constantly bringing these communities out of the shadows into the spotlight and bringing them together for your benefit. These women lifting each other up, we've witnessed some fantastic things. What's possible together is often greater than what I can do or you can do alone. These exposures to mentors, collaborators that look like you, have had experiences like you, gives you that safe space to play, experiment, take risks that you might not do if you were just working in isolation. I've watched partnerships and businesses get formed from the connection between these fantastic women. We've met trainers, educators, we've seen partnerships flourish, and creators dive into their next level of creation. It really is something that you are not going to miss, not going to want to miss. So, as we acknowledge those legitimate concerns of job loss, please recognize that the World Economic Forum previously estimated that 97 million new jobs could emerge by 2025, even as 85 million are lost or transformed. What we're asking you to do, what we're asking you to consider is upskilling. Look at each of these episodes and all the amazing stuff that's coming in season 3 as an opportunity to upskill and find the value in your next steps with generative AI. Learning to use AI to generate text, images, and other content is the fastest growing skill in 2025. Recognizing that it's not just a checklist that we're asking people to go through. Actually mastering the concept of change management, that's going to be a critical enabler for successful AI adoption and its benefits. Understanding what it takes to implement something and do it through leadership, through cross-functional teams, through training, and through ethical alignment is part of the way we should be doing business. And if you are a leader and you are someone that's familiar with change management and implementation science, you are going to be in high demand as people begin to understand what it's going to take to generate consistent implementation of AI within a business. And then as AI demand grows, so is the demand for cybersecurity. We have had guests come on to this podcast that have talked about that at length, and I am so excited for how we're going to extend that knowledge for you in season 3. And then, of course, the demand for understanding the ethical implications of generative AI and being able to identify and mitigate bias is going to be increasingly valued as we move forward. And you are going to get an opportunity to explore that with each of these podcast episodes. Your first steps, if I've learned anything through season 1 and 2, it's that we have to start with play. We have to focus on experimenting with tools that are relevant to our goals. And then we have to join community. Giving ourselves permission to learn and learn at our own pace is paramount. But doing so in an environment where you can be gently pushed to grow is absolutely priceless. Remember, I really do believe this is our time. This is your opportunity to have a renaissance. Women are leaders in generative AI if we embrace the moment. If we can continue to actively engage, not just as passive consumers, but as shapers of this new collection of tools. Find a place to continue the conversation, join a community, and share what you're learning and the journey that you're on with others, because your voice is a key piece to what we're doing. I want to continue the conversation. Feel free to drop questions in the comments section. I will answer every single one of them to the best of my ability, or I will connect you with women that we've interviewed that can answer a question for you. And just thank you. Thank you for joining us on this journey and continuing with us. I can't believe we're in season 3. Can you believe that this just started in October of 2024? And now here we are in season 3 with amazing partnerships, with fantastic communities of women that are like-minded and equally passionate. I'm so grateful. So if you want to reach out, you've got opportunities right here. Schedule a chat, listen to the podcast, or even become a guest on the show. Take the time to connect, and I promise you, it will be worth your while.